country and we the people on UST Party Radio.
Welcome to UST Party Radio, God, Country, and We the People, with Bill Gruber and Kaz Taylor.
Our theme is God, Country, and We the People. And, you know, it's time to find out how prayer is coming to the aid of border and immigration challenges in America. And Pam Faraone heads up an organization called the Border Posse. And Pam, we'd like to welcome you to the UST Party Radio program today. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing great. It's my privilege to be with you.
Here we go.
From shore to shore and sea to sea, thanks to the ones who keep our country free. From shore to shore and sea to sea, thanks to the ones who keep our country free.
Well, that obviously wasn't Kaz and me singing, but...
Well, we are thankful for the things that you are doing, and the other people, some of them are military-related, and some are just guys and gals who are coming alongside and helping out the government on the borders. And you have been called, in a spiritual sense, to be kind of a supporter of things that are going on the borders, and a watchdog, if you will. Talk about the ministry that you've been called to do, called Border Posse.
Wow, well, thank you so much. We, in 2006, I had been connecting with people who pray for the nation, who are stationed in different parts of this nation, and we've been connecting by email and on prayer calls. And eventually, the Lord, He just kept narrowing my focus. We were praying, and we still pray for the security and safety of the United States, and we pray over all of our borders. However, with so many things that are happening on the southern border, that just kept being highlighted to me more and more and more. And because an organization formed out of Texas initially, the Texas Border Sheriffs Coalition, because the sheriffs felt the need to bring attention to the border and felt like they were just kind of crying in the wind. And so they came together to speak with one voice in Washington. Gradually that expanded to the sheriffs, a couple, 3 counties deep, all along the southern border of the United States and Mexico. And as I had read about that, the Lord had been highlighting to me that we needed a prayer posse to support what is going on along the southern border in the way of security and protection, and also to take a look at the things that are encroaching on our nation, like the corruption and the violence and things that it's not that we don't have here, but really are happening in such a big way in our southern neighbor. And so we take a look at that, and the things that really have potential to have an adverse effect on our nation. And because of that, we have rallied the troops, and we call people to ride, in quotes, the borders in prayer, and particularly now this southern border. We support law enforcement. We support what they are doing at all levels. And then we also pray for the people in Mexico who are victims of this catastrophic drug war that is affecting the nation. So that's really become our focus, and we do that, educate people through a newsletter that we put out called the Border Sheriff's Posse newsletter, and we weave in prayer points and information, try to digest a lot of what is going on and put it out in bite-sized pieces that people that do not hear about this on the news every day can have some understanding of what is going on. Try to get us all on the same page so that we can pray about things effectively.
So it's quite a unique ministry that God put on your heart, and it's one that you know I would never have thought of in terms of pray for the border. How does what you do manifest itself? Is it a weekly meeting that comes together? Is it a group of people that actually show up at a location to do things? How do you play out what you do?
Well, I guess I could say all of the above in a sense. We don't have a specific weekly meeting. What we do is put out information that people take to their prayer groups. And particularly as the violence has escalated just since the middle of February, the nation has been blanketed with these bulletins that we are putting out through the Border Sheriff's Posse to keep them abreast of how things are developing. And I am hearing from people all over the nation and some even outside of the nation that they are taking these newsletters and these bulletins and taking them to their prayer groups. They are being circulated all over the nation. So we're kind of on the same page about how we're praying. Then there are many, many people who do things very strategically, go on location all along the southern border, as well as around the United States. But since our focus right now is the southern border, many, many groups and people drive the borders, pray. They pray for the Lord to intervene. They pray for protection from the violence. They pray for the people in Mexico. And we specifically hold up the arms of law enforcement, and we pray that they're able to do their jobs effectively, also that they will not be tempted when the time comes that there might be the possibility of making an easy buck. We just stand with them and support them.
We're talking with Pam Faraone, who heads up the Border Posse, and go ahead, Kaz.
Well, I was just going to say exactly those things, Bill. You know, Pam, one of the things that we do on this U.S. Tea Party Radio is focus on God, country, and we the people. A lot of programs that are tied to the Tea Party don't really play up the God component, and really it is vitally important, isn't it? To be able to pray not only for this nation, but for the things that are going on within the nation and around the nation's borders.
Yes. You know something that's really interesting, if I could say this, when he speaks and says do something, you know it's on his heart. And I didn't come up with the idea of the posse. He did, and he really highlighted to me how much this is on his heart. So that's a real encouragement for me.
And very few people, when they're in the thick of dangerous surroundings like that, are going to say, no, don't pray for me. You can determine a person's faith when you see bullets flying, I guess.
Yeah, well, and since the truth is that all along this border bullets are flying, and so much of the nation doesn't know, that is a very true statement. And one of the things that we're doing is praying for God's presence to be so real in Mexico that the people who do trust Him and follow Him and serve Him will be able to overcome this violence.
So, Pam, we've got about a minute and a half left. Can anybody be involved in the organization? If so, how would they make contact with you?
They can contact me by writing email to Link America, all one word, linkamerica at sbcglobal.net. And they can get information about the Border Sheriff's Posse and then also about border schools, which are 2 days of intensive training that we host, law enforcement caliber, secular training to help people understand what is going on our southern border.
So talk a little bit about the future plans for the Border Posse. What kinds of things you have organized? What kinds of things are you looking to accomplish?
Well, the primary thing probably for the future is that the Border Sheriff's Posse sponsors border schools, and we are looking to host border schools in all the major cities in the nation to help people understand the reality of war on the southern border so that they can pray with information. And we target prayer leaders, we target pastors, we target people who have civic and political involvement, and we don't get real political one way or the other except to help people understand the great need that we have to secure our borders, and we try to get people to that are influential in Washington to support real, true efforts on our southern border, not just give us window dressing.
Wow, a vital need, and it's good to have those facts so you can pray with focus.
Yes, very much so.
One more time for a website for you, Pam Faraone.
Well, I have an email address. We're just putting up a website right now, so it's not complete yet. But my email address is linkamerica, all one word, at sbcglobal.net. And I'd be glad to share any information.
Very good, Pam. Thanks for joining us. Hey, my Tea Party friends, time to make your stand. We hope this USTeaPartyRadio.com has helped inform you as we broadcast from WSRadio.com, the worldwide leader in Internet talk. See you later.